So I said to her, how do you expect to lower the core body temperature if you're just scraping all of that cold water off?
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Mitch, Braden, and 2 ice-cold IPAs. Mitch, g'day, mate.
Yeah, g'day, mate. How are we today?
Hey, not too bad, mate. Hey, usually we got another one sitting alongside us, but obviously not the case tonight. Do you want to just explain what we got going on here tonight?
Yeah, no guests on tonight, so we're going to have a run-through of a kind of a pre-Burghley insight into, kind of our top 10, I think, and see what the chances are of pulling a winner out of the bag.
Yeah, I mean, we upset a lot of people because we've got a lot of people wanting to get on the pod. There's a long list of people sort of queuing up to get stuck in. But we had to say, it's Burghley this week. And with the huge uptake of our eventing manager league, people want to know who the bloody hell am I going to put in my team this week?
And hopefully we're going to kind of debunk the mystery around it and get a bit of insight into who's going to be on that podium come Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it, mate. Really looking forward to it. So, we've put together a bit of a top 10. We're going to unwind it in reverse order. And I think the first one is with me.
It is with you. Who have you chosen?
So, coming in 10th, it's the man of the moment, really, isn't it? It's Wills Oakton.
Well, you would know, wouldn't you?
Yes, mate, yes. A big weekend up in Scotland at Blair Castle. For all of those playing along at home, you'll know that Wills had a hell of a weekend up there, didn't he? Not only did he take out the 4-star long, but he bloody well took out the 3-star long as well.
Yeah, leave some for the rest of the Mills. Come on.
Yeah, and so the horse that we've put Will on in our 10th position is how do you pronounce it?
Autorad?
Yeah,
Autorad Cooley?
Autorad Cooley, exactly.
Yep.
And we really like the look of this horse of Will's. Some of the most recent results. It scores sort of mid-30s on the flat. Last year at Burghley it scored 32.4. But at Burner Market it did sort of score a 39.8. So we're thinking within that range, mid-30s. But then if you get down to the jumping phases, last 5 times out, it's gone clear on the cross country. Sure, it's going to pick up a little bit of time. Last year at Burghley, clear with 10 time. And we think around that 40 mark, that's going to get it in the top 10, and we've put it in the top 10. Come the show jumping phase, it's a bit hit and miss with this one. We're not quite sure what to expect. In its last 5 outs, we've got 3 double clears, but then 2 times it's had 2 or 3 rails, those being 2 of the big Bs, Badminton and Burghley. So, that's why it's not higher up the leaderboard, but we really do like the look of this.
We're a year on. The horse has got a year's more experience under its belt. Bit more muscle growth, maybe? Is that what counts towards jumping? Who knows?
Well, I think we'll find out this weekend.
We will find out.
But in particular, we really wanted to see Wills in that top 10. The Scottish Slayer. Wills. Part of me wonders if there's a William Wallace reference there. Who knows? Let's wait and see this weekend. Wills Oakton coming in at number 10.
Coming in at number 10. And coming in at number 9, this next lady needs no introduction. I think she completed a Grand Slam of eventing at Burghley back in the day, Braden. I think that might have been...
what year was that, mate?
Hold on. I do have it here somewhere in my notes. Back in the day, 2003.
Oh, wow, really?
2003. So, 20 years on from that exciting moment, we've got Pippa Funnel coming in at number 9 with Myers Hope.
Yes, Myers Hope, yeah.
Myers Hope,
infamous Myers Hope. And what do we like about it? What are the numbers saying, mate?
We're, dressage is so important these days. And this horse, in its last 5 outings, has hit that sub 30 mark 3 times.
Yeah, how good.
Which isn't too bad. And then going on to the cross country, we're not having any faults there. We're getting a bit of time faults, but we're jumping clear, and which is coming around a big Burghley track. That's what you want. And then on the final day, it's not too bad. has the odd rail here
What
and
are we
there.
talking? What are we talking?
Badminton this year we had 2 rails.
Yep.
We won't get into Burghley last year. Kentucky a rail, Bicton a rail.
Yep.
And Hatchery as well, clear.
And
So,
of course,
you know,
Pippa at the helm.
Yeah, I mean that's got to count for a lot, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
Won here before.
Yes.
And she's been around how many other 5-stars?
Yes.
And I think that's going to come in quite handy, you know.
So we're thinking coming in at 9th, maybe, in that top 10. Beautiful.
I think so, yeah.
Well, that then leads us into the 8th position, and the horse and rider combination that we've put in at 8th is, of course, Alice Casburn on top spin. And me oh my, shit has this horse turned some heads over the last few years. Alice Casburn bursting onto the scene with, I believe, and Mitch, you're the connoisseur of the breeding game. Is this homebred?
I believe it is.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. Like, imagine that.
That is cool.
Just breeding a horse and then taking it to Burghley and Badminton, and she's only just
and having the
started.
time of your life as well.
Having the absolute
You know,
time. of
she's
her
not
life.
there to make up numbers.
Oh shit, no, mate. That's why we've got her at number 8. If we look at the numbers, you know, her last 5 big shows, we've got Badminton, Burnham Market, Thorsby, Burghley, Hartbury, and at those shows, sure, she's not getting sub 30, but she is sub 40, and for me, sub 40, that's putting her in the top 10. So you don't expect her to be right at the top of the leaderboard on the first day, but here is one to watch flying up the leaderboard as we get onto the cross country. And as we talk about the cross country, over those last 5 shows, 4 of those she's gone clear. 4 of those she's had 0 faults in the jumping element. Unfortunately, an uncharacteristic 20 at Badminton this year.
Yep.
Which did add a bunch of time, but that is for me an outlier in Topspin's record. Everything else, you know, clear, 2 penalties time, clear, 7 penalties time, clear, 7 clear, double clear, in fact, at Hartbury. So a really exciting combination. We're picking at Badminton was an outlier.
Yeah, and I mean, Badminton this year was something else as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, ground conditions.
I think you can be excused for having 1 run out if it's going to be at Badminton as well.
I mean, there were a lot more experienced combinations that it caught out, and so that's why we're willing to put that to the side. Same with the show jumping. Up until Badminton, the previous 4 shows it had been double clear.
Wow.
And then at Badminton on that tough ground, it did just have the 1 rail. So we're really excited to see how Alice bounces back. We've got her in at number 8 for Burghley 2023.
Yeah, good luck out there, Alice. Coming in at number 7. A man who's actually got multiple choices to cruise around on this year, 4 in fact. But I think, is it right, you can only take 3?
You tell me.
Yeah, that's right. You can only take 3. And hopefully Harry Mead is going to take Tenerez.
Yes.
That comes in at number 7. And I think coming in his last 5 dressage results have all been, oh no, not quite sub 30. We've got 2 exact same scores of 30.7.
Okay.
But, you know, close enough for me.
We're starting to push that magical sub 30, aren't we?
We've had a really good 23.2 at Alnwick a couple of months ago there. Badminton, a 26.9. Not too bad. Poe last year.
That's a good score.
29.3.
Yeah.
You know, that's not too shabby if you ask me. And then moving on to the cross country, we've got 3 clears there. Badminton last year, this year, did he withdraw after the dressage? Looking by the stats here,
I'd have to look at my notes. I couldn't tell you that one on the spot, but
it looks like it. So out of the 4 cross-country results here, we've got 3 clears and then just a run out at Poe last year, which, you know, we're not too concerned about that.
No.
But what we're more excited about is coming to the show jumping.
I'm listening.
And boy, does this thing leave the rails up.
Yeah?
You know, last 4 here, we've got no rails at all.
Okay.
No rails. We've got a few time faults creeping in.
Sure. Okay,
but,
that's interesting.
You can be forgiven for the odd couple of seconds over if you're leaving the rails up.
Okay, yeah. Particularly coming into that final day, you want to be sitting on something that's going to be leaving those rails up.
Yeah. There's a lot to do out there on that Burghley course.
And while we're on Harry, I did actually run into Harry recently out at, where was he? Cross-country schooling out at Rosman Green.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was out there. He had a bit of a crew going, and it was nice to run into Harry. He was a hell of a bloke. And,
hell of a guy.
And he mentioned the pod to me, and he did say he'd be keen to come on. He said as long as it's not too serious.
Wow. I think we're ready for him.
Yeah, so we'd probably have to lower the tone a little bit, but I think we'd be willing to do that.
For Harry.
For Harry. And I know he'll be listening as a BFOTS. So shout out Harry Mead. So Harry, where do we have to Harry at number 7?
Harry at number 7 there.
Well, okay, now we're getting close to that top 5, and I'm getting excited because at number 6, I think we've got a combination that, if you didn't already love this combination, my God, did you fall in love with it at badminton? It's Austin O'Connor on Colorado Blue.
Holy.
Yeah. The Irish legend, Austin O'Connor, comes into this show sitting in 6th position in our predictions for top 10 in your eventing manager team. And for us, Mitch, would you agree it was the round of the day at badminton this year?
Oh, yeah, by far, I think.
In really tough conditions, Austin's been able to get round. I think he only had 3 or 4 time penalties on a day that was causing all sorts of problems. So we really like the look of Colorado Blue coming into this show. If we look through some of the numbers, again, he's not quite getting sub 30, so we don't think he's going to be pushing for the lead, but where he is sitting is well below the sub 40s, sorry. Most recently at badminton, managed to post a score of 31.9.
Yeah, not too bad, is it?
Not too bad at all. At Burnham Market and badminton, he's sort of mid-30s. At the Tokyo Olympics, he was 38 on the flat. But what you're starting to see is a picture of an experienced horse that's trending down in the dressage. So one to watch on the flat. Who knows? Maybe this could be the show that he cracks that elusive sub 30. Moving on to the cross country, well, we talked about it, didn't we? Badminton, it was actually 10.8 penalties, so a little bit more, but I just recall it as being a standout round on the day. And if you look at his most recent 5 big shows, all clear, 3 double clear, 1 he's got 0.8 time, and then of course at badminton 10.8. So it's really one we're all expecting to get home clear on the cross country, and being right up there moving into the final day. And on that final day, we're hoping this is the show that it comes together and that he goes around clear. At badminton, he did have 2 faults this year, but of course that's after a hellish ground that took a lot out of them on the Saturday, although it was on the Sunday this year with the King's, the King's coronation.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, God save the King. And so he is known to have a couple of faults. He could be a sort of a one-down horse. We're hoping this year that he does push up a little higher, but we've got him in at 6th.
Yeah, and I'm just noticing on your notes there, Braden, he's consistent, one show he might have a rail, the next one he won't. Then the one after that, a rail, the next one he won't. So the last show he's had a rail, so this year,
so he's due to
clear.
I love your logic. I love your logic.
Yeah, that's how horses work.
Yeah, that's it, baby.
Alrighty, moving up now into the all-important top 5. And one that some people may think is a bit of a dark horse, but not for me. David Dole.
Oh, yeah.
Huge fan of this, man.
Tell me about it.
I don't think they come much more consistent than David Dole.
Talk to me.
We're talking here 93% of his opposition he's beating.
Yes. Is that on the OBP?
That is on the OBP, which, is not too shabby, is it? He's had 28 runs this season at international level, 8 top 5s, 15 top 10s, and a win as well.
Yep.
Coming into recent results, we're a low 30s kind of score, trending around that 32 mark, which, is more than good enough for us. But this is where it gets really interesting. You come onto the cross-country results. We've got some big shows here. Hartbury, Kentucky, Kronenberg, Poe. Not a single cross-country fault. Time or jumping.
Really? Double cleared all the way around?
Double clear the whole way.
Holy shit.
The whole way. Which is saying something about that horse and that rider, isn't it?
Yep.
And then, we're basically the same story coming into the final day. Hartbury, Kentucky, Kronenberg, we're talking double clears.
Okay. So if David Dole can get it around double clear this year, what sort of score are we thinking he's going to be finishing on?
Well, if he's trending on that 32, which he's kind of been hitting the last couple of shows,
yes,
that's what he's going to be on,
Well, and if I remember back to last year, I'm pretty sure if he's finishing 32, I think that's second, maybe? Second or third. So that's bloody competitive. I think the scores were a little higher last year, which is probably why we've got him in at 5th on that score. But me, oh my, one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
That's
good one to have on your team, I'll tell you that.
That's for goddamn sure. Very good. So now we move into the top 4, is it?
Top 4. Here we go.
Top 4. And starting out our top 4 is the one and only Tim Price aboard Vitali. And this is one that I'm really excited to go to see go round. Vitali, hell of a dressage horse. I mean, it's a hell of an event horse. It does have all of the pieces, and we'd love to see it all be put together on the day. If we're talking dressage, this horse last year at Burghley scored 21.3.
Yeah, wowee.
And we're comparing that to the the top 6? The 5 through 10 that we've talked about. No one's yet to be a sub 30, and we're talking Vitali's posting, early 20s. In its last 5 outings at this level, it's scored all sub 28. 21.3 at Burghley, 21.2 at Houghton Hall. So here, this is one horse that could be right at the top of the leaderboard after the dressage phase. Not only that, move on to the cross country, and this horse can also get round the cross country. Last year at Burghley, went clear and then had 5 penalties, 5-time penalties. Do you remember where Vitali finished? Was it 3rd?
I think it was 3rd.
Yeah, our listeners, I'm sure our fans will reach out if we were slightly off there, but we know Vitali was sitting pretty after the cross country phase. Unfortunately, did have 3 down in the show jumping, and I think that's what everyone's waiting to hear about with Vitali. He show jumping on paper is his weakest phase, and that will be the question: is can it all come together for Tim on the final day? The thing is, mate, this horse, it can do a double clear.
It can. I've seen it happen before.
Houghton Hall, it jumped clear at no time. I think it won out in Poland, didn't it? It won the show out there. This horse is currently the British champion 2 years running after Gatcombe got cancelled this year.
Yeah. And you've got to remember who's riding it as well. World number 1.
World number bloody 1, Tim Price. Of course.
Great New Zealander.
Yeah. Great New Zealand. Of course, we've got the connection as being Kiwis. So, there's a little bit of bias, a healthy bias there. But I think this, it could, this... I know Tim's tinkering all the time, and at some point it's going to come together. Could it be this year?
He is hoping.
We'll see. We look forward to seeing. We've got Tim Price on Vitali coming in 4th.
He's got a hell of a top 3 to try and beat as well.
Talk to me. How does it start?
We've got people who've been there before, done that, won this, won that. Coming in at number 3, we're going to have Ollie Townend. What's he got? 3 horses entered this year.
Yep.
Odds are he's going to be up there with one of them.
Yes.
But we're going to go with Swallow Springs.
Yes.
It's been around Burghley a couple of times. It's dressage. We're talking low 20s.
Okay.
To start off with.
Yep.
Lemoulin this year is an outlier, 31.7.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you did. You think it's an outlier? It's not the start of a pattern of behaviour?
Well, you never know, do you? But, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, looking at his previous 4 dressage scores before that, 24, 23, 27 and a 23 at Burghley last year. And then getting onto the cross country as well, Badminton this year, a pin. Is it a pin? It is a pin for 11.
Yep.
A pin, and then other than that, we're talking no cross-country jump faults. We've got 1.6 cross-country time faults at Burnham Market earlier in the year.
Yep.
But also Burghley 2 years ago. Clean as.
Yeah, okay. I see, yeah. And so that gets him into third. Yeah.
That gets him into third. And hopefully he's going to leave the rails up on the last day. You know, we're looking at the recent results here, and one rail down seems to be his thing.
Okay.
But if he's you know, coming in on a 23, maybe one rail down is enough to hold on to that third spot. And
how much of the Ollie factor comes into play?
You know, what hasn't that guy won?
Yeah.
If there's a guy who knows how to get a horse around the cross country, then it's going to be him, isn't it?
Yeah. And so we're thinking he's got 3 in.
He's got 3 of them.
He's probably going to get 1 in the top 3. We think it's Swallow Springs.
Yep.
Well, watch this space as we getting to the sharp and pointy end of the top 10. We're into position number 2, and this I think could be a really interesting horse to watch this weekend, because it's, you know, you talk to a lot of people, what's your favourite event horse out there? How often do people reply with this horse?
9 times out of 10, I think.
But yet to really stamp its dominance on the 5-star eventing scene. And we're saying it has to come together at some point.
Yep.
We're putting Tom McEwen on TDK in at number 2. You know, we know it's got all of the elements, it's got all of the pieces, and we're just waiting for it to come together. And your boys over at Eventing Weekly are saying, you know what, it is going to come together, and it's going to come together this week at Burghley. TDK, Toledo du Cursor, will finish in second position. If we look at the numbers, again, we're talking to be competing for that top spot, you're going to be sub 30, and that's what Tom will produce. You know, scores in the last 5 outings at this level as low as 23.4, but no higher than 27.6. Mr. Consistent. We're expecting a mid-20s score on the dressage. Who knows, maybe you might even go a bit lower. Hey, the last 5 outings in cross-country, you know, there's some opportunities for some growth in there. You know, we know the skill of the horse. We know the talent is there. So I'm going to say it's going to come together. We're going to skip right past that, and we're going to go into the show jumping, because when this horse does get to the show jumping phase, you know, he's leaving the rails up. 2 out of 3 times, double clear.
Yeah.
I'm saying Tom McEwen on TDK, second position.
Yeah, that's strong. And the only reason that that we've put him coming in at second here is, you know, the lady who's going to win it all.
Yep.
What can't she win? You know, Ros Cantor.
Yep.
She's in such good form.
Isn't
Won
she?
badminton earlier this year. European champion. I think she just came first, second, and fourth up at Blair.
Was it? Oh, how good.
4-star short, I think.
Okay.
But, you know, really cleaning up. So
do you know what?
Just
a side story quickly before you go into Roz's stats. Up at Blair, you know, as you said, I was up there all week working the trade shows, and on the Thursday night, they bloody put on a Kaylee.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Did you get yourself involved?
I did get myself involved in the Kaylee. First of all, I had to ask, what the bloody hell's a Kaylee?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked.
Yes. But once I found out it was traditional Scottish dancing...
I was going to say, but, you know...
At the bar with a few drinks, you know, not only was I there, I was bloody leading the thing.
Yeah?
You know, yeah, man. You know, as regular fans of the show will know, I'm having August off the booze. I'm going to have to report the night of the Kaylee.
Yeah.
Fell off the wagon.
Dear.
I was
crashed and burned.
I was at Blair. You know, I was away for the week. I'm on a trade stand, 7 till 7.
Yeah.
You know, and then the Kaylee pops up, and I was like, you know what? I'm here with my mates. I'm going to have a beer. So shout out, you know, Hector Payne. Shout out Tim Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Max Warburton, you know, because these boys got around me and they said, you know what, Braden, have a beer, get involved in the Kaylee, And I was, within minutes, I was stripping the Willow, I was doing the Gay Gordon.
Yeah.
And boy, what a night. And the story goes, this is why I jumped in right here, you wouldn't guess who I saw on the D floor.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Ros Cantor's mum.
Yeah?
Yeah. She was sending it. She was bloody sending it. Actually was. Also, I met Tilly Hughes' mother.
Oh, yeah?
Tilly Hughes' mother, yeah.
What's she doing up there?
She was helping out a trade show.
Was she?
Yeah, yeah. So shout out Tilly Hughes, because I know is a big fan. Groom for Laura Collett. All I want to say is I met your mother up in Blair, and she is a breath of fresh air. Yeah, just big fans of her work, big fan of Ros Cantor's mother's work, big fan of Kaylee, and big fan of Ros Cantor. So sorry to digress, but I just needed to get that off my chest.
Yeah, and what a story it was. So we'll just get back into the stats here. You know, our last 5 shows, we're hitting sub-30s. Every show on the dressage. We're best one here, Burghley last year, 24.2. Okay. You know, it's not too shabby, is it?
Yeah.
We get down to the cross-country. We're talking 0.0. We're talking 0.0.
Yeah.
We're jumping clear.
Yeah.
We might have a few time faults.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter if you're not leaving the poles up, but getting over all the jumps that are out there. And then we move on to the show jumping, which could be a mixed bag.
Okay.
Not quite sure what we're going to get. We've got a couple of clears in here though, so I'm hoping that she's going to pull another one out of the bag.
And again, what we're adding into this is Rod's factor.
That girl is on form.
I just believe it. I believe her. When she's going around that cross country, I just think she's gonna get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you go to a tough track like Burghley, that's what I want to be feeling in a rider. I want to know. I want to look and go, that horse is getting around this cross country, and that's the confidence.
That's the feeling you get. You see her leave the start box, and you just know she's coming back.
She's good at what she does.
Just makes it look so easy.
Well, so that rounds out our top 10.
Yeah.
So if you're on our Eventing Manager League and you're looking for a little bit of insight, those would be the horses that we're tipping to be in your top 10. They're all available to be selected. If you're not quite sure how to get involved with the Eventing Manager, jump on our Instagram. That's probably the easiest way. If you go on the Instagram, there's a little highlight set up called Eventing Manager, or EM. You click on that, and there's some screenshots and little arrows, and it shows you how to do it. You jump on the Equi Ratings Eventing Manager, and you use our league code. And what's that league code again, Mitch?
That is ENZ for New Zealand.
Yes.
P for Pencost Crown Jewel.
Yes.
6E.
Could you actually just give me that in a phonetic alphabet, but don't use the normal one?
Yeah, sure. E for elephant.
Yes.
N for Newmwood.
Sorry?
Newmwood.
Yes.
Yep. Z for zebra.
Yes. Is that? No, I think they use zebra, don't they?
Do they? I thought it was Zulu.
Oh, is it?
Is it? I'm going.
I'm sure
with zebra.
everyone else knows.
Yeah, everyone else knows. P for panther.
Yes.
6. It's a number.
For 660.
For 660. And E for elephant again there at the end.
Great. And so if you jump on the Eventing Manager app, so it's an app, go to the App Store, download it, go to Friends, join league, put the code in, put that code in, you'll be in our league. And how many people we got in the league? How many people
we're pushing 80 at the moment.
And it's a hell of a good time. We did one recently for Lamulin. What was the last show that we did?
Yeah, Lamulin?
I think so. And who won that last show? You remember off the top of your head?
I do remember off the top of my head. Let me just get to the top of my head. Brendan Sterling.
Brendan Sterling from Ireland. And we were so proud that one of our own, not only did he take out our league, he was first equal in the whole bloody thing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
1,200 people competing and one of our own.
Not bad. And we're so proud of him that we're gonna let you guys know the team that he's picked for Burghley this week coming up. And good to see that he's picked 3 of our top 10 as well.
Has he?
He might have changed the horses up here and there, but the riders. So he's got Tim Price on Vitali, Ollie Townend on Ballamore Class.
Okay, yes.
Whereas we've got Swallow Springs. He's got Tom McEwen, TDK.
Yeah.
and then rounding out with Tom Bird on Rebel Rhyme.
And that's the team of our previous winner and the previous winner of what we believe, I think, was Lamulin. So definitely horses and choices to take note of if you're playing along at home.
Yeah. Who have you got on your team over there, Braden?
So for me, what I've done is I've also gone pick number 1, Tim Price on Vitali.
Yep.
I think you would have heard in our little overview that I got quite excited about this combination. I know the challenge in the show jumping, but I just feel like it's going to come together, and it's going to come together this week. Tim Price on Vitali, leading start to finish. I've also gone Harry Mead, but I've gone Cavalier Crystal.
Okay.
You know,
Why is that?
Well, the thing with the eventing manager teams is, as you'll all know, you can't just pick.
You can't just have who you want.
No. Well, they're all valued at different, prices, and so you've got to put together not necessarily the best riders or the best horses, but the best team. And that's why Harry Mead gets in. I want Harry in my team, and I'm backing Cavalier Crystal. Next choice, Austin O'Connor, Colorado Blue, and he just won me over at badminton. Yeah, he really did.
Great choice.
And we're coming into Burghley, and for me, Burghley, I want to see horses getting clear. What I've done is I've gone into the horses, gone for the stats, and I've gone for which horses are getting clear around the cross country that I can afford. And I've picked 4 horses that should have a good shot at getting clear around cross country, so that if I have one drop score, so I've got a 200, I'm still posting a score. Yep. So my final horse is MGH Bingo Boy, and that's with Nicky Hillabord. Yep. And for me, happy with that team.
Not a bad choice. You're not going to be switching up after dressage? You're sticking with that the whole way through?
Never say never. Yeah. But that used to be my strategy early doors. I used to try and buy a nice dressage team. I go for the flashiest dressage horses. Don't worry about the cross country. You post good scores. Their price just skyrockets.
And then you're swapping them out.
And then you sell them. However, what I've realised is not only do their prices skyrocket, so do the other good horses. And so it's like the housing market, Sure, you've made 500k in capital gains, but now the whole market's gone up. You're just spending that money again to get back into the market, aren't you?
You're not getting anything out of it, are you?
Hell no. So I'm going to reserve judgment, but at this point, I'm backing that team to take it out.
Yeah, not a bad team. Yeah, but I don't think it's the best team.
Talk to me.
So I'm going to read out to you the best team right now. Yep. I like to get in early doors. This is my strategy. As soon as that alert comes up on your watch. Yes. I'm straight in there buying my team before the prices go up.
You bastard, because as I said, I was on the trade show, and they've pulled it a week early and said the early bird catches the worm. Yeah, I'm on the trade stand. I'm giving feed advice. I'm saving horses out there, and I see the notification come through, and I can't get on to pick my team for about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. Genuinely, I'm just snowed under up there, and so by the time I got on there,
prices are
through the roof. So go on, tell me, who did you manage to get?
Alrighty.
I bet you've got Tom and Roz.
Hey, you wouldn't be wrong.
You bastard.
Tom McEwen, Toledo to Cursor, Roz Cantor, Pencost, Crown Jewel, Tom Bird, Rebel Rhyme, same as our previous winner there.
And tell me about
Brendan Sterling.
Tell me about that combination.
I could afford him.
Yeah, good. How good.
I could afford him. And then rounding out with my boy, David Dole.
You managed to get David Dole.
I managed to get David Dole on Galileo Newmwood. Phonetic alphabet. That's where it comes from.
I was like, where the bloody hell did that come from? That's cool. That's really good. How good.
Yeah, that's going to be the winning team.
How good. And are we getting along? We haven't actually confirmed our plans for this weekend. I'm going to be there on the Friday. We've got a couple of horses in the young event horse class. Yep. I'm going to go check that out and maybe do a bit of work while I'm there. Do a little bit of soshmed. But yeah, I'm going to be there on the Friday. Unfortunately, got a night out on the Saturday. Can't get there for the whole day Saturday. I'm in Reading. But yeah.
What about Pop World?
Pop World Reading. Yep.
That's good, doesn't it? No, you won't see me there. I'll be at Burghley.
Are you there all day Saturday? Saturday night?
Yeah.
Are you staying Saturday night? How have you managed that?
Yeah. Hey, it's, you buy tickets and off you go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's not about who you know,
Is it
getting in early?
Is there a chance that we might have a guest?
There might be.
Yeah? Yeah. Is that in the works?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's in the works. I'm working on it.
The Friday or the Saturday?
What can you do?
Friday.
Friday. Friday then.
Yeah?
I'll see if we can make Friday work.
Well, watch this space because
Yeah.
you do not want to miss that one.
No way. Yeah, if we can pull that out the bag, I think we could probably end the season there.
Yeah. We won't, but we could.
We won't. We could.
We
Yeah.
could because, geez, it's Eventing Weekly and we'll be punishing you for the whole eventing season.
Yeah.
So
Don't you worry
hang
about
in
that.
there because we bloody well are. All good, mate. Hey, how's that list of yours going?
Yeah. My list is going good. I wondered, should we run through a few of the previous winners?
Yeah, all right. Just
Burghley.
just so everyone's
just to remind everyone,
well educated.
you know, Piggy March
Yep.
last year, Veneer Chimera.
Okay.
The 2 years before that, COVID was the winner. Took out the title 2 years running, which has only happened 2 times before.
Really?
Yeah. Before that, Pippa on MGH Grafton Street.
Memorable.
2018. It's your boy, Tim Price.
On Ringwood Skyboy. Shout out
Yeah.
Ringwood Skyboy.
Yeah. Ollie Ballamore Class the year before that, and 2016 Chris Burton on Nobilis 18.
Okay. I don't think he'll be there this year.
No, I don't think so. But cool to see that Ollie and Ballamore Class is still kicking around.
How good's that, eh?
5 years on.
How good. How good. I look forward
That
to it.
is quite entertaining.
Alrighty, mate. All right. Well, I think that's probably a good place to leave it. We'll have to touch base again in our show afterwards and see how we got on. But I wouldn't be surprised if that top 10 comes in exactly as we picked it.
Yeah, you know, even if it's not in that exact order,
Yep.
you know, it's going to be those horses and riders.
You heard it here first. All right, team. Enjoy the rest of your week. Get those horses into your team and see you next week.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Game on.